that you have every detail of what you spent on Cynthia Morgan? Every detail. Yes, you say you spent 40 million. Do you think, my brother, if I ask you the first 10 things you need,
everything is detailed, dates, what it was spent on, how it was spent, everything.
Guys, you know how I said that it is very imperative that we hear two sides of a story before coming to a conclusion or just before passing a judgment, right? Now, let's go back to this whole Cynthia Morgan and Jude Okoye's issue. We're all aware that Cynthia granted an interview where she was talking about her fallout with Jude and how Jude did not do anything for her and all of that stuff. And I mentioned in my video that although I feel bad for Morgan, I still feel like I need to hear Jude's side of the story. And over the past few days, there's just been a lot of back and forth, people trying to get across to Jude and all of that. Now, the first live Instagram session Jude granted was with Tunde Ednut, after which there was a release of the contract that Jude signed alongside Cynthia. Of course, I read through the contract, and guys, if I'm being honest to myself, that contract was a fair deal. I do not see anything out of place in that contract. But I must mention that the first interview he had caught Cynthia's attention, and she had to come on live again with the interviewer from the last time, where she mentioned that, oh, if she wanted to take sides with anybody, it would be Jude and not Joy Tongo, her former manager, that she doesn't really have issues with Jude, that it is Joy she has issues with. And it got me confused, like, hold on, if everything you said in the first place were true, how come you're coming back now to take sides with Jude if you have to take sides with anybody in the first place? It just means that you also have some things that you lied about. Guys, let's be honest here. Let's take away sentiments and all of that stuff. This whole thing was business, okay? You signed a contract. You were supposed to be with this guy for a period of time. It wasn't time for you to leave. Then you decided to leave. He let you go. You had issues. He did not come for you. Now you want a comeback, and you felt like the best way was for you to cry foul. To me, that's what it's seeming like at this point, because you've seen that this Jude guy, although he's a quiet person, doesn't mean he's stupid, and he's just trying to react. Now you're getting scared and you're saying you want to take sides with him. Guys, let's just go into the conversation he had with Ubi. They talked about how it is very important for the government to provide a law that protects investors. Because at the end of the day, Jude said he spent about 40 million naira on Cynthia Morgan, and he has a proof of record. Now, there's really no guarantee that he's ever going to get this money back from Cynthia, because first of all, Cynthia is not even admitting that he did anything for her. So that's the first problem. The second problem here is that she's trying to change her name. And like Jude said, there was never a time he told her not to use her name. There was never a time he told her, oh, if you go and use your Cynthia name anywhere else, I'm going to come for you. According to him, it feels like this is just a strategy for Cynthia to run away from all the debts she's owing, because if she changes her name to Madrina or whatever else she wants to change it to, she obviously thinks that there will be no way for him to trace her back and, get the money.
Do you think that you have every detail of what you spent on Cynthia Morgan? Every detail. Yes, you say you spent 40 million. Do you think, my brother, if I ask you the first 10 things you need,
everything is detailed, dates, what it was spent on, how it was spent, everything. As in, Joy Tongo has the list, everything is there. Which I sent to Cynthia Morgan the day she said she's not doing it again. So it's not something I'm just saying.
Because the reason why I ask this question is, a lot of artists wake up and say, this label has never done anything for me. I made them money.
My brother, there's no dime that was spent on artists, me, where me goes directly. Oh, Clarence Peter is going to shoot this video. Okay. And the show Clarence Peter has finished. How much? Clarence Peter saying 4 million naira. Now the artist that will give the money, go pay Clarence Peters. It's not me go back and say, oh, I get my best amount of money. No. You, the artist, could see how much when this guy they spend and see as they go. The real cost now, which is our own judicial system now. If I put head there now, I'll be the baddest guy in Nigeria. How can somebody be having a situation like that and I'm taking the person to court? Because of money, is money everything? That's how it will end. You think I'm happy throwing this by contract outside? That should be a confidential document. But must you put me to that, subject me to that kind of situation to do that?
How come when artists are constantly breaching contracts during their contract duration, nobody, the label don't say anything?
My brother, the label does not say anything because the label is already aware that this artist clouds out there. These artists is the only means of me recouping my money. See, once that line is crossed, the record label's objective now is getting my money back. Getting my money back. It's not about projecting artists anymore. It's getting my money back. Getting my money back. They have already seen the signs. And once they see the signs, the artist is already on his or her way out. The record label now is like, how can I let this guy go? I'm not getting my money back. So they'll have to start pampering the artist, trying to, what can I go court for? The court cannot give you your money. The court in Nigeria cannot give you your money. So the only way you have to do is start pampering the artist. Okay, sorry. Let us go play one show, come back, you collect small. They see how far you can go to get what so far. Then before you know what, the best will not come back. Finally, then you now sit back and start licking your wounds. It has happened over and over again. And as far as there's no security system that can guide this investment, there is nothing we human beings can do. Except to go say, we could begin to do East Coast, West Coast level. If I put my money on you, you mess up and come there and show you how they happen for West. But that's not our way of life here.
They even talked about Mehdi that has been saying trash about Jude since this whole issue started. Jude actually mentioned during this live show that he had a conversation with Mehdi 3 months ago, and they still had a chat and all of that stuff. He even mentioned that Mehdi was in his house sometime last year. They were chilling together and having conversation, and Mehdi was begging that Jude signs him onto his record label, because Jude mentioned that he had offered Mehdi a contract before and Mehdi turned it down. How come he's now coming on social media to trash talk this same Jude? Guys, I don't get it. There's just a lot of deception on social media. That's why I always take every single thing I see with a grain of salt.
What do you have to say about Mehdi's situation? Was it a contract?
He was never my artist. I was helping him out. When I saw potentials, I gave him a contract, he refused, he left. That was it.
So why do you think he's so angry now?
My brother, now there I find myself. I don't understand. I did not sign you. I was giving you a platform. I was putting my money on you. I was traveling all around with you. And I saw, okay, this guy can be a potential investment. I bring contract to officializer. You say you don't do. You go. I continue my life. 10 years down the line, you come out down, one see how you go drag me rich. I don't understand. I spoke to him like 3 months ago. As in, what's up playing town? I think, who sing this song? Something like that. I was like, where this one thing come up from? He was here last year, at my balcony in my room here. We're talking about, how can I, please, his mistakes he made it last time. Can I be able to come back and illustrate my this time, give him a contract? Can we do business and rest? I was like, my guy, see my situation with my brothers. Everything I do now will affect you. It will affect everybody. That's why I'm on break. And that's the with record level. Say, right.
Hold on. Maybe he had this conversation with you.
My brother, for my balcony, for my house here, my room, my bedroom balcony, last year. How come? I don't understand people anymore. See, I'm short of words.
Wait, Mehdi rejected your contract and left. And came back.
Last year, 2019, for this my balcony they smoke cigar, they drink. Say, Baba, we could let the past be a bit. I know say I fuck up. I know say this one happen. I beg, and how we fit come now, and we could do this thing together. Say we come off public, we'll be so okay. We don't come back together, we could run things together. I made him to understand that guy. That's why I did pass your wound right now. See, I still get fresh wound with my brothers, and what happened, and it will affect you. I won't wait to make this thing. Time they say they heal every wound. After a long run, I'll come back and we'll start this thing. That was my last conversation with him physically, until he traveled to Europe or so and stayed far. I'm following him on Instagram, he's following me on Instagram. We once in a while chat.
Never believe everything you see on social media because you just don't know how true it is. And then at the point where Ubi asked Jude if record labels are truly charity organizations like people think, Jude said that it will be very difficult to answer that question because the masses celebrate the artist more than the record label, forgetting that it is the record label that funds this artist. And he feels like most of these artists know this. They know that people will definitely support them when they cry foul. That's why they always do it. And according to him, that's what Cynthia is doing. Cynthia is crying foul because she knows that the masses are definitely going to support her. And of course, he is not someone who talks on social media and just grants interviews and all that. So whatever story she comes up with will be very believable. But he is upset that she keeps saying trash about him, knowing fully well that she is owing him. Look, it's either you pay your debt or you move on. You have to choose one. You cannot be owing somebody and still be trash talking the person. I get the fact that there are some record labels who bring outrageous contracts, but it's also advisable for these artists to involve a lawyer. Before you sign anything, I know that you are desperate, I know you are trying to blow, but before you sign anything, get a lawyer. You need them to advise you on what to sign or what not to sign. Not like when things go south, you now come and start trash talking people that are just trying to make money. And this whole thing has just triggered Jude to the point where he said that for him to sign on any new artist, this artist must bring a collateral. It could be landed property or whatever, just so that he's sure that whenever the artist decides to walk away or decides to just breach the contract, he has something to hold on to. Let me know if you follow the conversation. Let me know what you think about this whole issue, because up until now, I'm still not sure of what the truth is. I pray that in due time, the truth comes out, because we need to all know what happened and just move on from these things. Of course, I'm aware that for both of them to have parted ways, there was obviously a fallout. There was a problem. So they need to come together and see how to make things work. If you're going to apologize and pay your debts, please do that and move on. If you're not going to pay the debts, keep quiet and just move on. People are willing to support your career regardless. So just focus on that and try to build yourself and learn from all of these things that have happened. If anything, I've learned that nothing is really as they say it is. I really don't know. I feel so bad for Jude because the guy felt really embittered, and at the same time, I still feel pity for Cynthia. Anyways, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Let's just talk about this whole thing. Do you think that these record labels do too much, or do you think that the artists themselves do not take their time to read the contract? Let's just talk in the comment section. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.